Repression for personal opinion. Yelena Lazarenko, a history teacher from Bryansk, had condemned Putin invading Ukraine, and for that she was put on trial. The police came to her right during the class. The woman was accused of discrediting the Russian army.
Пришли в колледж без повестки.
They came to the college without a summons. They're interrogating me. They also recorded my minor pupils.
As a result, Yelena Lazarenko is obliged to pay a fine that exceeds her monthly salary, 40,000 rubles. That is $565. Such witch hunts are commonplace in Putin's Russia. In Vladivostok, an English teacher was fined 10,000 rubles, that is $141, for reposting. According to OVD Info, independent Russian human rights media project, about 20,000 people have been detained for their anti-war position in Russia since the beginning of Russia's full-scale war against Ukraine. But these human rights statistics may not be accurate. After all, some of those who disagree with the authorities are behind bars on trumped-up cases.
Any expression of dissatisfaction with the war, and Russian authorities can open a criminal case against you. There are criminal cases that are completely absurd. For example, I read about criminal cases about people who were dissatisfied with the war and expressed it publicly and openly. So there were criminal cases fabricated against them under the article telephone terrorism. That is, it does not matter at all what article it will be.
However, the truth is not important for the Kremlin either. The necessary confessions from dissenters can simply be beaten out. This is just a tool, just a way to get something. It is a common practice. After the first hours, the first days after the arrest, people are forced to incriminate themselves or each other by torture. And then, when they get access to normal protection, the investigation and the court say that they believe the initial testimony. Human rights activists say the courts in Russia have long ago turned into judgment seats. This week alone, 100 Russians will be judged for their opinion and unwillingness to war. Neither the accused nor their lawyers can count on justice.
These are criminal cases that are initiated against direct action activists. These are the people who set fire to the military registration and enlistment offices, thus they expressed dissatisfaction with the Russian full-scale invasion of Ukraine. The situation with these activists is absolutely monstrous. They are tortured mercilessly. It is dangerous for lawyers to defend them. People are simply afraid to defend them because it can end very unpleasantly for the lawyers themselves. This is what is called the biggest risk zone. Let me remind you about Medvedev's speech when he proposed to return the death penalty. Then he mentioned precisely these direct action activists and offered to simply shoot them.
But Putin and his accomplices will not be able to remain unpunished forever. They will have to answer for their repressions before the international tribunals. Reported by Pavlo Stelmach, Ksenia Borevinenko, UATV News.